Hello friends, it's nice that you've been following our videos consistently. I welcome you to the Fundamentals of Graphic Designing Part 3. This is our last theory session we're having, as tomorrow we're going to begin the practical activities. And I would love you to follow us closely such that you can be able to know who a graphic designer is, what he's supposed to do, where can he sell himself, where can he sell his products, and etc. etc. It's me, your Digital Empire CEO, Busiku Kapikanya, with this presentation. Without wasting much of our time, we proudly thank our sponsors, Digital Empire Technologies, Lonto Travel and Tours, Mali Idea, and Mueveni Ventures. These have been actively sponsoring this program, and this program will keep running until 30th of this month of September 2022. Without wasting much of our time, let us just quickly look at our theory part, what it consists of. One, we looked at the graphic design as a discipline on its own. Who is a graphic designer? What is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to prepare? What does he do? Everything. We looked at it in our first presentation. In our second presentation, looked at influences and creative elements. We looked at the difference between identity and branding. We looked at also if graphic designing is an art or craft. It was very much interesting. Today, we are going to look at 4 different components at a go. We'll look at the graphic design process, delivering the message, procuring work itself, and the process of production. Very much important. Very much important. Let us look at the graphic design process. What does it comprise of? The graphic design process involves all the steps necessary to produce a piece of printed or electronic work, from agreeing a brief with the client to sketching the conceptual ideas for the design development and liaising with those involved in the production process, such as the printers and the programmers. So this process starts from agreeing a brief. I'm sure some of you would ask a question what a brief is. A brief in layman's theory, we can just say it is an outline of what a client wants to achieve by commissioning a design. So what a client wants, we can just term it to be a brief. So this will involve a lot of people. The production process involves a lot of people, printers and programmers. We know what it means. By the way, we are a company that also teaches programming. So you are very much, if you want to take a step ahead of looking at programming itself independently, you are free to check our website. Our website, our YouTube channel has got our website link. You can click on the website and it will lead you to our WhatsApp and our Facebook platform, including our website where you can learn online. How this process is structured and undertaken is dedicated by the complexity of the job that you're doing. The range of media it is being created, the range of media which is being created for the number of other people involved in the process. Working with large clients and agencies may entail more steps than working with smaller organizations, and each job requires a different combination of skill sets. Very much important. So the graphic designing process starts from the brief and it goes beyond looking at what type of clients and agencies you are working for. Are they many? Are they smaller groups? Or that job doesn't need such a combination, doesn't need a programmer, doesn't need printers, it's only completely online like you're designing a website. let's move ahead and look at what creative thinking is all about. So, the design process requires a creative thinker, someone who can think in a creative way and combine tools together. So, graphic design is a creative process that does more than simply respond to the client's brief. There are many ways to respond to a brief and the demands it contains, and each will provide solutions that will produce different levels of success. Creative design employs a wider theme in order to find the optimum solution to a brief. Very much important. Very much important. So when we've been just talking about a brief, a brief, a brief, a brief. You know, there are two types of briefs. There are two types of briefs, and we need to get to know them. There's a formal one and informal. When we look at the formal one has a document backing on it. Example of a document, it could be a company profile. Then the informal one is just a maybe fleeting on a conversation, or maybe it could be just a telephone call to say, no, I need ABCD. So that will be determined as an informal brief. Let us look at delivering a message. One thing that you should understand as a graphic designer is that whatever you design should be able to deliver a message which is clear, a message which you can understand, a message that will enable people to understand what you are trying to put across. Delivering a message is an important part in graphic designing. You know, there are tools that need to be considered in order to deliver a good message. Number one is print. Number two, packaging. Number three, screen, and the environment design. These are things that you need to consider when delivering a message. Very important. But what is it? Let's look at it in detail. Graphic design is presented to its target audience through a wide range of media, from printed flyers to posters and websites. Such as in this chapter, it addresses how varying messages varying messages are conveyed using a vast array of techniques, tools, and methods. It looks at the end result of the design process and the work that the audience needs and often the general public interacts with. You don't just like to put across a message which doesn't attract the audience. You are preparing a design of a church. Then what do you include? You include some bottle of beer. They don't interact with beer. Definitely, the message will not be delivered. So you need to ensure that when you are designing the flyer, the poster, the website, because graphic designers, they are also part of websites design. We'll look at it in the next training of website development. We'll look at the component of graphic designing. That's the reason why I've started with graphic designing. Those who are interested in web development, they'll get into another training of web development from October. That is from October 3rd to October 31st. Now, we need to understand that the delivering of a message focuses on various platforms that designers have at their disposal to deliver a strong and specific message, from print and screen through the environment design process, where a piece actually forms part of the physical environment. Very much important. Let us look at this simple uh, message that is to be delivered on a package. On a packaging. Jonathan Crisp. When you look at the first picture, it shows that this is black olive and garlic. This is mature and red onion. When you look at the way the pictures of these cartoon cartoon photos are, they will tell to say, okay, this is garlic. This is how the face is when a person is maybe taking garlic, and this is how a person looks when taking red onion. When you look at another one, person is taking salt and vinegar. When you look at the message is definitely conveyed even just by looking. A person doesn't know how to read, can be able to see, say, this person, the face looks like it's scrappy. Maybe this doesn't taste so much good. So a message should be very clear. A message should be very clear. We'll continue in the next video, and don't miss.